Today's tale sees us playing BattleTech once again, and today we are up against Bizniach. So he told me before this game that he's had 2 against the AI, and this will be his first against a player, so good luck to him in the fun world of BattleTech. Today we have a bit of a heavy lance here. We've taken a Centurion. I've gone back to trying maybe a 4G Hunchback. I kind of just took, there was a loadout, a default loadout, which I just took and modified the pilots here. So we have the Orion to do some of our tanking. I think I downscaled this to make it the slightly tankier Orion. Otherwise, you lose a lot of armor for very little gain. We of course have the 4G to punch some holes with the AC-20 there. We have our lovely Centurion, the staple of a lot of my builds here, and we have the Commando for some SRM fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the old Commando up front and personal. We'll just get him somewhere where he can kind of maybe get some sensor locks while we slowly book our way across here. Move up here, and we have hit something already. We've got a fire starter at Kintaro. Aye. That's that is a brutal build. That is a brutal build indeed. So we're going to actually have to back out of this build. I was hoping to push up on him, but up against a fire starter and a Kintaro, you've got 9 mil of his budget there. So things are already pretty rough. We'll probably stick the Orion towards the front here, just to maybe gather up some speed, and we will see how we do. So this is probably going to be, I'm hoping this isn't 2 fire starters. It could be, which will be extra harsh against us. Obviously the Kintaro is sitting in the medium spot, and we don't quite know what his heavy is. So what do we got here? If this was 2 fire starters, it would be about 6.2 mil. Plus a Kintaro would be about another 6. So he's got about 12 mil there. So he's got about 8 mil to spend up on something else. We've gone for a bit more of a heavier side, so he is going to probably run cheap on the lower side of his mechs, which is how he's got the light here. And then he's maybe gone for something a bit more expensive on the top end. Or it could be an Orion. You never know. It could be a bunch of push down with the Kintaro here, and then a Orion to smush us around. Main problem here is he, yeah, it looks like he can force us to have to push our things forward. So if we go, it'll be his turn forever. So what we'll do is we'll probably push forward with the Centurion here. I'd rather keep as much cover as I can. So we'll get the Centurion pushing up. I did say I was going to tank in the bushes, but it looks like, without me knowing what this heavy is, if this is a catapult, it could be a little rough for us, right? So what we'll do here is we'll force him to either reserve or take his turn. So he either has to have his turn now, or he reserves, at which point we can reserve back into him, and it'll be his turn no matter what. So we'll have to try our luck and see what we get here. Fire starter, a little scary, as it always is. The Kintaro, even more so. Looks like he might be pushing towards us with no sensor locking. Whew. We might be in for a world of pain here. We'll probably just reserve in. So he hasn't moved his light. It's only been his medium at the moment, so we don't know what light he has. Possibly something to sensor lock down one of our own lights. So we have to be careful about moving Showboat here. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably move Apex around into this ditch. Get into a position where we can maybe use the AC in a turn or two. In fact, we might move a little bit further forward than this. And we will go from here. I think we'll just brace up. Everybody's got to be braced till we know what we're fighting. Suddenly it could be an Apex though. On what heavy would be fairly good for Apex? I don't know. I think you'd rather have LRM spam, right? And just guard off with the fire starter Kintaro. Because I have to drive through this, right, while you drop LRMs in. It's not too bad. Next turn, we'll probably try and push with Showboat. I might actually just have to sensor lock here. I could sensor lock and fire. These are probably entrenched. Alright, he's going to reserve down. Luckily, as I said, it's always his turn if you do your movement right here. So he must be thinking about what he wants to sensor lock. He could possibly push up sensor lock Showboat here, who I will just then scoot out of range. And we'll see how we go. What do we got? A Panther. I love the Panthers for sensor locking. So now we will know what his two lights are. We still have no idea what the heavy is. Alright, here's going to pick on our Showboat here. So what we're going to do is Showboat gets to scoot out, because we know that heavy is probably not going to get onto us. And we should be fairly good here. So we'll keep Showboat towards the back. Won't let it get shot. And then we can push our Orion up, ready to maybe have a go at some of this stuff. This isn't too bad on the knockdown front. We're still not sure what this heavy is. We have no idea just yet. It could be... So this won't hold us back. These two will hold us back. The Firestarter, the Kentaro, a Jaeger-Mech. Been a while since I've faced a Jaeger-Mech, actually. Interesting. Interesting indeed. That could be direct line of fire, since he's moved it so far forward. That does speak to me that it says I would like to shoot some things up close and personal. Up close and personal. So we're going to have to be desperately careful with this. We could probably tank that for maybe a round or two, but anything past that, we are in for a lot of trouble. Bit of Barney rubble, as they like to say. I think we will push into this lineup. We will see how we go. It's always fun trying to push into stuff, right? Alright, so now he could go for possibly a sensor lock on either of these. And then fire in with an Apex Panther. Actually, did we see... We saw that sensor lock, so that's not Apex. There's no Apex in here. Possibly a Paradise on the Firestarter. So we're going to have to be deadly aware of that. There's a lot of knockdown involved here. So these two get in, they knock you down. And then obviously you can fire in with the Jaeger-Mech onto exposed center torso. This might be a lock. He did do the right thing. Jumping and locking is a lot better. I don't know if I would quite jump and lock. I would definitely ease up on probably this. I would have probably locked Sunkin here, especially if these two don't have anything to get vision with. He might push out of the river and into here. At which point we might be able to vision him with one of our mechs, so we could probably get Sumo in. We'll see how we go. We'll see how far he wants to push these. He could reserve in, make it our turn. We'll reserve down to everybody acting, I think. Because we desperately need to have a few actors here. So we'll probably push. We've got to be careful. He could get vision with the Firestarter and then probably fire the Kentaro. So we'll see what kind of range we have with Sumo. We might just move Sumo into the trees. And brace. Because I just need a turn of doing something with Showboat here. Just so that we can maybe fire into some of this. The choices he has here is possibly pushing forward with this. Or not. We'll see. He could maybe grab over here. Alright, that Firestarter did... Weird move. I don't know why it didn't quite take this path. He's probably braced that. I don't know if it has enough to get vision here, which is a little scary. If we move to here, we can get vision on all of this, but we don't particularly want to just yet. The main concern is that this guy getting... Yeah, right. So he's got quite good vision on the Panther. So we just got to be careful of our vision game here. There's nowhere that we can particularly move without getting visioned by two. So we'll probably just take these trees in front of the Hunchback, brace up, and maybe get a better turn with the with the commando. I just need to be able to... I wasn't going to sensor lock. I was just going to kind of ignore that and use Showboat as a runner here. But it looks like to get through this, we're going to have to probably get some sensor locking going on here. He has still no vision, I don't think. I'm not sure what can see Sumo. We'll reserve down here. We'll make it his turn. Just so that we can see. He can either push this forward and brace here. Or what could we do? So we could push up, brace, fire, I guess. But then the fire starter might punch us in the open, which would probably be a very bad day for us. I think I just want to reset in this forest till I can get to use Showboat here. At which point we might be able to grab some locks. He could, alternatively, sensor lock one of these and then death them above in and then run in with your Kintaro and knock it. Prime target for that would probably be the heavy here, so that it's outside of his turns. So if you can get the heavy on the ground, he'll be able to then fire his Jaeger mech in before I can get it up, which is definitely a option. And getting a lot of damage into that will hurt. Hopefully not quite. Alright, so he is just shy of vision here. And we can vision from here, but I definitely need to be careful with the heavy, because the heavy is the one that can get pushed out of the movement phase pretty badly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'd say the fire starter is pretty close to having death them above on the Orion, so we have to pull the Orion back here. I don't know if that's quite out of range, but it will maybe have to do us here. So I think we take to here. We get ready to do our turn with Showboat next. And we'll see how we go. Definitely, that's in the water, so he'll have a bonus from... I'd say that's in the water. Sometimes it's hard to tell on these tiles right here whether it's water or not. Because it's all hex based, right? So there's weird hexes where things are... The hex is actually this part here, but you're standing outside of that. I would definitely not be pushing my Jaeger mech forward. It's already in a bit of a sketchy position. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be moving him. The reason I wouldn't be moving that is the Jaeger mech can take... It can take a little bit of damage, but it can't take a lot. So if I can suddenly get vision on it, it's going to be a bad time, right? We want to keep Apex alive as possible as well, because she is not going to be able to brace up against full combat here. But this should be a fairly okay turn for us. He'll probably lock, jump, run, fire. This will be the all in or nothing turn. All in or nothing. So I'd say you lock. It depends what he wants to do and what he can reach. If he thinks he can reach over here, then you could probably do the assault, or the heavy, sorry, over the mediums. But if you can't reach it, you could probably springboard in with the fire starter here. Smush down on this. Let's have a look. So you go with this. It's then my turn. You can't do it, can you? I don't think you can turn this into being his turn at the start. The only way this turns into his turn at the start is if I don't reserve, I think. So if I didn't reserve, it would be... No, so it's going to be his turn, my turn, his turn. Alright, so he's got vision on this. He doesn't even need to sense lock. And that is Apex. That's a full 50 damage right there. So now we'll move up. That Panther is in a bit of a sticky situation. We might reserve, actually. Because we know he only moved and fired. So we might be able to just unleash absolutely on that. fire starter concerns me a lot still. He does have vision. He could jump. Alright, so we've got to be really careful with Sumo here, right? So I think we push forward now. We sense lock the Panther. And we unleash on that if that's the only thing he wants to give us. If he gives us something else, we will possibly go for that then instead. Let's go for you, Mr. Panther. Poor guy. He's like, yeah, I got my 4 evasion. Well, it might not get you there. I would probably push in with the Kintaro. Fire. Yeah, I would definitely... I would definitely move in with this. Alright, so what he's wanting to do here is probably fire in with a few things before he gets too close. I could just unleash. I can't afford to do Sumo though. That's the only problem, is I can't afford to let Sumo get mangled. So Sumo will probably have to go after either this fires or this jumps in, because he's going to have some real stability issues right here. Luckily it's always his turn, so we can just reserve right down. What kind of chances do we have to hit here? Probably go with Sumo first, Apex, and then Buckshot, I guess. Let's see how we do. We're probably going to throw the entire plan out the window when all this stuff moves in. If you death them above, I would definitely death them above the correct side of one of my mechs. But we'll see what happens here. You could fire with this. I guess I then have to go with one of these guys. I'm really concerned for Sumo here. We could maybe back Sumo up to make sure that this isn't a death from above. Alright, it is a death from above. Alright, so that's not the side I would have death from above. The reason I wouldn't death from above that side, I mean, yeah, sure, you land in the trees. Your evasion will probably keep you going here, though. But this side has the AC, right? So you really, really want to get on that AC. This guy, he will have a really hard time hitting him. 55, yeah. So the way that evasion works is the first, I think, 4 bits of evasion get ignored by melee here. But anything after that, it doesn't. So, Sumo, what are you doing here, buddy? You need to be firing. So fire and Sumo, probably everything's fine. Although we are getting bashed up by a fire starter here. So we might ignore the fire starter for this turn. Fire in our weapons on the Panther. We don't have the greatest hit chances, but we need to take back a lot of our stability here, because this guy here is probably going to shoot us. Now the thing is if this shoots us, it's going to get a lot of reduced damage on this. So we will be fairly okay with this order of events. Fairly okay indeed. I say that, but suddenly 6 SRMs, well, 3 SRM 6s to the face and a bunch of medium lasers, you know. It could end pretty badly here. Could end pretty badly. Okay, the Kintaro is coming in. We might ignore the Kintaro, bash down the Panther as best we can. Although ignoring a Kintaro is never good. Never good indeed. Nor is it ignoring a fire starter, but I can't do anything about this. I could waste my entire turn going on this. It probably wouldn't help me so much. Whereas I could probably get off better going on this guy. So we can move here. We can direct fire on you with only an LRM. Whew. Wow. This has not been a great little spot. What is wrong with this spot? Must be this fire starter right here, right? Apex, what have you got, buddy? Damn, you have nothing either. Whew, what a move. What a move. We might have to go here. Fire. Move the Orion, I think. Let's move the Orion first. Fire not so far, please. There we go. So move the Orion first. Fortunately, we're going to lose all of our brace here. We will fire on this guy. And then I think we might have to do... What have we got for armor-wise, man? We are running out of turns here. I did say I like minute turns. I don't know if I'm reconsidering, but I do like minute turns. So we'll probably move around this way, shoot at this guy then, I guess, if we can't get to this. That is one heck of a spot. Right there, apparently. Right there. Apparently this hill is destroying us. So he'll fire into this probably again. We are having a hard day on you, sir. Oof, there it is. Ah, actually it is the LRM version. Interesting. Alright, this is going to be a serious amount of knockdown. He'll probably go in with this again. Then. And he's going for this. He is trying to knock us. Fairly rough like, right? Could just get up close and personal now, I think. I think that's what we're going to have to do. So we'll move you here. We'll have to take our chance on just blasting this guy.
Move order confirmed.
Do as much damage as we can. Man, I wanted to go on something that wasn't a flimming Kintaro, and what happens? I have to fight a Kintaro. Have to fight the Kintaro. How much armor do we have? So if we score a decent hit, we might still be okay here. It would have to be straight through the torso, I think. He does have the forest, so he is going to tank fairly well. That is to the torso? Nope, apparently it's to an arm. He is unsteady though. So we might be able to do some shenanigans here. He'll probably punch this or death him above it. If we can make enough range to fire our SRMs, we might be able to knock this guy. I should have maybe fired everything into this then, and we could have maybe knocked his Kintaro and get our ass out of here. I don't think this Centurion's tanking through this though. There is a lot of issues with death from above and all that, but hopefully we can do this okay-ish. He might lock back here, I guess. Try for the clean out on the... Alright, I like that. I actually really like that. A lot of people will sit and fire in again, but you lose all of your evasion, right? Which is crazy. It's absolutely crazy losing your evasion on a move which will cost you a fire starter, right? Whereas if you jump out and you jump back in, you give yourself a lot of room to move with, right? Alright, so we're going to move like this. We're going to fire into this guy with some SRMs. Maybe if we're lucky we knock him. We will have a fair chunk of evasion, but we will do our best here. And then we'll have to go with Sumo and see how we go. Come on, sir. A knockdown. Excellent. So that's exactly what we need. We need to brutalize this thing as much as we can before it turns around and brutalizes us. Because it'll just keep pushing us down. We are fighting a LRM Jagermech here, so we've got some serious issues with that. He could make the choice to sensor lock this and blast it, which is a valid choice. Indeed. We will have to fire both of these into here and then see what gets up off the ground, I guess. It could be a fairly nasty thing that still gets off the ground. Even if I think you have to take off both arms for it to lose 2 of its SRM-6s, at which point it becomes a punching mech, right? And even at a punching mech, it's still pretty rough. Yeah, so he's going to go in on that. That's okay, I think, for now. We will definitely... We might as well... yeah, we'll take a step this way, I think. Just to get a little bit closer here to everything, because the Hunchback's not exactly a rocket, right? And do we go in on the torso here? I think... Oof. Mate. You know what, let's just keep abusing the torso. Those legs are solid as. And we're going to miss with the AC 100. So that is most of our damage gone there. So we are... not as hopeful. We're not going to be able to move with Sumo. He just needs to sit tight. But hopefully he can do a little bit better than that, right? We'll get a bit of our stability back. He's still going to have some major issues, though. I could back him out of this fight. Since we know all his vision's here, actually. We'd have to be careful with this, though. Since we lose our brace. We could move to here. Lose vision. I think we'll do that. So Apex is going to have to tank for a bit. But at least if this thing gets up, it should be fairly okay for us. Damn, there's fire in that. Start hosing down that torso. We are super close. If we hadn't missed with the AC-20, this would probably be toast by now. We'll have to shoot that with the Orion as well. We are low on our stability right here. So he's got 2 choices. He either goes with this or this. You do this first. Get it off the ground so the cooled shots stop happening. Because this can do whatever it wants next turn. He is going to be guarded here. 19 damage. We have a couple of lasers and some other stuff. This is probably toast now. Showboat, but it was worth a try, right? If we hadn't missed with the AC-20, we would be in this a lot nicer than we are going to be now. A lot nicer. So there's a lot of damage bundled up in here. That's about 210 alone on the Kentaro. And it'll stop us from pushing through most of this stuff. So if we can get this thing down and out, we will be fairly happy. He'll probably stay here. If he moves it, he could move back, I guess, and fire. But I probably wouldn't move from there. Because I think this thing has entrench. Alright. He is going to back it up. Fire some LRMs in maybe. And maybe hope to wipe this with just your missile spam. So we'll push forward here. Maybe he's hoping that with my vision gone, he can just vision me, I guess. So we'll push forward with the Orion. And we'll probably just fire in the lasers. In fact, let's just fire in the one. You never know. Bazap! It's a miss. We just want to kind of save some of our heat here. Hopefully we don't get completely chewed up here on Showboat. Trees. It will be AC, so this will be 18, 18, and then 80. I think Showboat's going to have a real rough time here. He refaced that, so it's probably got brace. It's probably got bulwark on there. Luckily we are a smaller mech, so it does add a little bit here. But I think we might lose some bits and pieces. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I'm down for that. I am down for that indeed, considering how much damage we got on this baby. Damn, we have to go first. As they say in the biz. Does he jump in with this? I think we have to reserve here. And we have to use Showboat after the fact. We could maybe get some vision with some of these other mechs. It's all a bit iffy in here. All a bit iffy. Now, especially with only having one light. If he sense locks this and then jumps in, I mean, it could be a bad day for us, right? Could be a jolly bad day right there. Pull back. Sensor lock, maybe? Is he gonna sensor lock Showboat again? I'd probably stop doing Showboat unless I thought I had a really good chance of getting it right. He's considering what he wants to do here. Alright, so he's still got vision. Ouch. Wait, was that not? I thought that was Apex in there. Okay. Our own Apex just took a big old wallop here. This is probably giving vision then. Or he's still got vision from the Panther. A little harsh. Harsh that mellow, indeed. We can bait out a few moves maybe if he moves with a lot of his mechs here. So he's pushing that back. Alright, so he's going to pull back here. It's reserved down. I just want to go with my heavy. He'll probably move this and brace it somewhere. So what do we got here? We've got a Panther that fired. So that jumped and fired. We might be able to get vision if we push forward. Brace. Fire with everything. Interesting. Alright, I didn't really want to push, but today we are pushing. Alright, so let's have a look at what we can get here. Probably sumo. If I full sprint you, what do you got? Showboat. If I full sprint you, what have I got? We need a sprint move here, my brother. I could sprint you straight in. It would be a very, very risky move, though. Apex, you could book out. It's still not going to help you, though. Buckshot. Could probably do this. We'll maybe just lock this guy and fire in all our missiles then, since we know that Panther fired. So let's see what kind of move we can get here. Probably to here. Should be okay. Actually, let's get you back this way a bit. Yeah, that should be okay. Sensor lock the Panther. Drop some rounds on him. Let's get our turn in here. Yeah, right. So a bit of evasion. And we can just LRM spam in, I think. Maybe we should move the Hunchback out of vision here. Since someone can hear is giving vision, actually. I could have maybe have done that first, because I'm not going to fire the Hunchback. And now we might take a bunch of rounds here. Which will be not happy about, actually. I might do that, actually. What?
Standing by.
What is going on here? It's kind of hard to tell. You can fire in. That's crazy talk, my friend. Crazy talk. Alright, let's just keep you safe for a bit, actually. And we'll just lob rounds in, I think. We'll back you up. We'll lob a couple of missiles onto this thing. Hopefully he has no real vision here. We'll get some stability, some heat back on some of the others. We'll ease into his turn here, though. Just to make sure that Apex isn't going to get shot. So missile fire, we should gain a bunch of heat back, hopefully. Be fairly good there. Fairly good indeed. So he'll probably start pulling back with a lot of this stuff and make us push up this hill. Has he been doing sensor locking with the fire? No, I don't think he has, right? No, it was definitely Paradise in the fire starter. So, alright, he's just turning and tanking here, maybe? Or he just has no vision, right? So we'll tank up ourselves. We can fire in our AC as well, and our LRM, so let's do that. We'll generate a little bit of heat, but You know, we might score a little bit of a solid hit here. I should have gone with Sumo first. What a mistake. Because I might have hit with... yeah, I might have hit with some more LRMs there. Bleed off a bit of armor on this thing. How's Sumo looking? He's pretty much halfway. It's not good for him. Taro's got plenty of armor around that center torso. So we're going to have to rely on some lucky hits there to maybe kill him off. He won't want to push it in at the front. So he can't use it as a frontline tanker anymore. He really has to use it as a... basically it's a backline stop, right? So suddenly if I push too far forward, he can then push it forward and just blast something onto the ground. Luckily, I still feel like, I mean, that Kentaro is back facing. Surely not, right? I suppose you've got plenty of armor on the back, but, well, you don't really have plenty. Especially if I go through an arm there. It'll be straight into internals, alright. You, sir, what have you got? We'll probably move you forward, actually. I'm fairly okay with that. You might get shot at here without your brace, though. We're going to twist you for starters, because that is not the arm we want them shooting at. And then we'll probably just fire in here for our turn. We'll forget about the 45 there. Forget about it! LRM 10s. Man, if only it was this arm that was damaged, we'd be in a fairly nice position. That's gonna miss. I mean, 45, we didn't expect great things out of it, right? But, it's bleeding off bits and pieces here. He might start pulling back with a lot of this stuff. We're definitely gonna reserve down into our medium turn here, if we can. At least it's back to him being first, though, which is really nice for us, because I don't particularly want to go first. He'll probably move his fire starter, because that's the easiest one to move. I wouldn't be moving the Panther so much. He might counterlock us, I guess. Yeah, he's going for a counterlock. So we'll probably just reserve into the mediums here. And we will try and scoot this man out. Or we could just go for a YOLO push. I'd say this is braced. I don't know what state this is in. I gotta be careful. What's he got? He's got a Kentaro and a fire starter to go, right? I really just like some heat back on you, buddy. But Apex is probably going to be the one that needs to just sit tight. She's definitely out of range now. So we'll rotate you, Apex. Just brace up. And then we'll see what he wants to do with the rest of the stuff. He'll probably go with his fire starter. He could reserve, I guess. We'll reserve down to that. No, we won't, actually. So if he reserves here, I have to move another mech. Yeah, I have to move this guy now. That's not the button I wanted to push. Oh my god. Alright, so now you just obliterate this, right? It's standing pretty. Please, sir, reserve. Reserve. Oh god, this is going to be bad for the commando here. That was really bad. I can't believe that reserve button was like, yo, you want to reserve? I sure do. Damn it. Alright, so now he blasts him with this, right? Just fire everything onto Showboat. Oh, come on. Ouch. We might lose Showboat here. Ooh, that is hurting a lot. Alright, I think we're going to have to just push here. I should have just pulled Showboat back and pushed. Damn silly move. What do we got here? We got some trees. Can't sense lock the Panther. Man, we have stuffed ourselves right here. We'll go on the Panther here. We'll probably push up. Actually, we could probably... No, this is probably braced, I'd say. Let's get some speed going. We should be okay against a Kantaro, I guess. We'll go on you. 2 evasion. Alright, I really should have moved this guy to have some evasion here, but whatever. He could jump forward, move forward, fire. Is this still facing the wrong direction? I don't know. I think we're just going to have to risk ourselves in the open here with a couple of our mechs. And go for it now. Because that was a really silly move. Cannot believe I hit that reserve button. Alright. Alright. If we push now, we can maybe get the Kantaro. He's probably braced up in here, which is a little ugly. But let's go, I think. Let's go. He might consider firing this. I'm pretty sure this is going to be someone like Ozone or something. Fire starter. Alright, he's bringing it around. He's thinking about whether he wants to shoot. Alright, he's setting up for a next turn to kill this, really. Which is... okay, Apex is gone. Sumo, you need to start pushing out, my friend. Need to start pushing out. You might get squished here. So we'll take the trees. Buckshot, what do you got? You can just go straight in. Alright, so let's do this properly. So, Sumo. Move up. Fire. Damn, I wanted some heat back, not this shenanigans. We're gonna ease off the AC because I want to use it properly next turn. It is only 1 bit of evasion as well. So hopefully we can just ram through a little bit more armor here. We're definitely losing ours before his. So we need to get ourselves out of here right now. This is probably going to jump in. So we need to just book as far as we can inwards. He'll probably fire the LRM-5 here. At least he has to go before us, so we can now push you out pretty unmolested. If we had to go before him, this might have been a death push, because this would have just shot us before we made it that far. And then we would have got pushed over by everything else. We're fairly okay on the Orion, so let's just death push out now. He might be running in to fire this, actually. He is going to fire that from close range by the looks of it. Ooh, alright. Damn, that is not the move I wanted at all. I could unload with everything and hope for some good RNG, but I don't think that's how we want to take this. Damn, that is annoying that has come in. What I really want is this. Could do something like this, I guess. He can get behind us though, that's the scary thing, right? I think we have to multi-shot here.
Copy.
I might be a bit slow on this turn. Come on, baby. Oh god, fire!
If you say so.
It's not what I wanted to do, but so be it. Alright, we got a bit off that. Put some rounds into him as he's coming in. We are running super hot though. This guy's got a lot of evasion. It's going to be his turn first. I think he can jump and fire with this. Jump, fire, shoot this. And then we're going to have to push out somehow. There. He could jump on this, shut it down maybe. I should have eased up on the heat, actually. Should have eased up on the heat. Alright, the Panther's coming in. Hopefully he doesn't have vision. Please no vision on this. I think we're just going to have to YOLO here a bit. With some of our mechs. So you run that way, fire. Run this way and fire. Okay, so he does have vision on that. This might be a death from above, actually.
Damage looks light, Commander.
Alright. No reserving this turn.
Good to go.
So we are probably just going to YOLO right at this. Go this way, fire on this guy. Oof, man. We could just run in and punch him. Fortunately, that doesn't give us a lot to go on, does it? But he's got no vision on this now. So we might be able to just reserve in.
Holding action, Commander.
He could fire everything onto this. Death them above, fire. We really want this to have a go. And see what works out here. I would love to have been able to sprint this way, but there's so much evasion on this thing. It's crazy how much evasion he's got. And we're not even close to removing that evasion through stability here. What do I need? I need you to probably fire. You to fire. Kill this off. Deal with this somehow. He could, if he's got bulwark, he could brace from here, I guess. He's running out of time a little. Alright, he's reserving down. So what do we got here? What kind of hit chances do we have? 50-50. Is that worth? Probably ease up with this so we don't get flamethrowed. 50-50. We could score a lucky hit here. Even if we don't, we might blow off an arm, which would be one less SRM. Not even close. Whew. Otherwise, what kind of shot do you have, Apex? Even though you... 55 and 65s. Maybe we could go with her. I think we want to blast this guy now. In the hope that that happens.
Enemy down.
And then we have to deal with this, which will probably come in now. And then, Jesus, what do we have to do here? So this, death them aboves. I've still got to be really careful of my commando, because this thing can sensor lock and shoot things. He's got no vision now, though, that I know of. That I know of. Man, we were super lucky. So, yeah, I think I had to risk that move. We were reserving here, because this guy's going to jump in, probably go at this. We've got 3 bits of evasion here. He wants vision for this to be able to shoot. How's your stability? You're okay. You're pretty hot. Alright, he does have vision. Okay. Oof. He might death them above this one, right?
I took one in the gut.
So. What do we got with you? We're still gonna move with you. Sumo. Buddy. You can move, embrace, and have vision here. Which will probably make him want to go in on us. We'll turn slightly this way. Although he might get back. Pull him in, death him above. We'll come in this way. We'll get some vision here around this rock. Brace up. Get all of our stability back. This thing is probably going to jump out. At which point we can then have some vision on the Panther. And fire with the Orion. Is definitely how we're going to have to go in here. He's going to get focus in a sec on this. Which is going to probably spell the end for the Commando if I'm not super careful with it. He could jump here and fire. At which point we might try and punch, I guess. There's evasion on death from above. Oh, actually, you can't. Yeah, you can't do it. Did that move?
Good to go.
I think I saw that move, right? So we'll move as best we can. And I could keep going on the Panther, but I think the Jagermech moved. So we'll have a whirl at him. We'll try as far back as we can. Because I don't particularly want to give him an easy sense lock here.
Moving to position.
Oof, man, this is a toaster though. Absolute toaster. Here. I think this... Oh, it didn't move. Alright. That's fine. We should be able to push up, I think, now.
I'm here.
We have fairly solid armor going on. We'll take to this cliff face. Does that give him vision? It does not. Yeah, we should be okay. We do need to save some heat, though. Oof. Especially against a fire starter. We could just fire in rockets. And rockets only. Man, that's not a lot of heat to save, is it? So worth, or what do we get if we just brace? We would get a few turns of firing, right? I think we just have to brace, and then we'll take the next phase. We'll burn down that heat, and then we'll push into this, I think. These guys can all now pretty much push against this. We'll reserve in. It's his turns first, so I'm fairly okay with that. He might want to try for this back here. I think if we get a sprint move going on, we could probably gain up on this Jagermech that's really far out. His choices are he sensor locks something and continues to fire. I would definitely start backing this baby up. Definitely start backing that baby up. Alright. His turn. Let's go. Let us go. Man, listen to that. Something is falling apart in here. Oof. This guy. Your fusion core is about to blow, buddy. Fusion core is about to blow. Better get on it. So what are his choices? Not many, actually. For damage. He's got this. I did say what does it do? 18 damage around. Plus his LRMs. Alright, we're going to reserve down. It's kind of roping, which is okay. I don't mind roping in the 1 minute turns. So if you burn down to the end and you know that you're going to reserve, you can use it to think about what you're doing, which is kind of nice. But we're going to have to probably push this way and just go on him. We're going to have to try and keep this Centurion towards the back. He is bleeding off armor. We'll put the Orion towards the front. Worst comes to worst, we'll put the Hunchback up the front. The Hunchback really doesn't want to get shot in the back, doesn't want to get shot in the sides, doesn't want to get shot at all, right? He's just like, yo, please, do not shoot me. That's alright, Mr. Hunchy, we'll get you out here. So what do we do? To push, we want that Panther to go. I don't particularly want that locking things. So the fire starter's going to come in for probably vision. We might ignore that. He's heating that baby up. So we'll probably ignore that. Apex, I think you're just going to stomp forward. He's probably got some sort of focus by now. So we're going to have to just eat this, but go for it, Apex. You're going to do your turn first.
Move order confirmed.
Your turn first. I maybe could have gone for a sprint into these trees. We'll see how we do from here. I think he's got vision on this maybe, so he might go for the a Centurion with this, at which point we can then sprint you forward. Shouldn't be any vision on you. You should be having enough trees here to keep you hidden, keep you safe. This thing is pretty annoying, but you can just kind of ignore it if you don't overheat too much. These two are safe to. These two are actually safe to sprint. I should have sprinted. I could have sprinted the Hunchback if I knew that this had gone, because then these guys get to go after the fact or before. So we could. I've got to be careful with. See, unfortunately, the Centurion's taking the most damage here. Otherwise, I could have pushed you forward pretty easily. All right, that's probably going to sensor lock here. Maybe he doesn't have enough range for this.
Something I can do.
Where do we go? You have vision. Just want to keep you as safe as possible. We might just back you around this way. I want that Jaeger to go before we do anything else. We'll save on the ammo here. Well, not saving on the ammo, but just saving on the. We could take 40. I'm pretty sure we're not going to hit this though. And I don't really want to waste the refire. So every time you fire this, you get a harder time to hit. I just need him to go with this, so that I can sprint you forward. He might try and get them above with this, I guess, onto it. So we'll make sure we try and hit trees here. How does it go? It goes he gets to go with his Jaeger Mech before I get to go with my heavy, right? So we'll do max damage here. He's probably going to back this thing up. We will go with our sensor lock first and fire on this as we move, I guess. We'll see how far we can get. It might not actually be possible here, but we'll see how we go. Alright, he's burning down his time a bit. Okay, cool. So he did fire. That's fine. It seems like he is. He's probably still got missiles in there. How far can we get you? And then on a sprint, we can get you to here. Oof, not on that though. He might jump behind this. But we'll sprint to these trees and be fairly happy here.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. Alright, so we get you up here. And then Showboat.
Commander?
You just want to slowly come on round, buddy. I could go for a full sprint. But I gotta be aware that this thing can get quite a ways, right? Let's just move and brace.
Right, Commander.
Move and brace. Alright, here we go. So we get into here. We've got those trees. He could get them above. Which side's the AC on, actually? It's on this side, isn't it? Yeah. So we gotta be careful of that. He's probably not going to pull out of this position, which will be okay for some of our mechs, I guess. We'll reserve down.
Right, Commander.
If he reserves in, I reserve in, he gets... Yeah, alright. He's pretty hot here, so he's going to have to be careful about what he does with this mech. We are pretty much cool running on most of our mechs. You could get them above this, and then... see, I always, no matter what he gets them above, I always get to brace it against this thing firing in. He can now fire with everything though. Which is okay. We'll reserve in.
Holding for a tactical advantage.
If he reserves now, we might actually be able to have a go at this. I think we could go at the Jaeger and maybe damage it pretty badly. He wants to have a full turn of firing into this Orion, I think. Or at least a turn of jump this in, fire, jump it out. Although you can't really... If he reserves now, I'll be fairly happy actually. He might want to have a go at this, I guess. we could max range him on the sensor lock.
Waiting for orders.
He can still sensor lock us, I think. Or
Hey.
you can get vision. Like so. Just don't want to give up too much weirdness here. So you can get vision. You can then fire. We'll fire in with this. We'll fire without those. Heat shouldn't be an issue.
I'll try.
And we'll start mauling on this guy then. And then we can move Apex this way. Sumo can fire.
Aye, aye.
Apex, can you get in a bit closer than that, buddy? You'll probably have to take a full move into Oblivion here, which is not great. Just want to stay away from this thing. Should be okay. Here, we'll turn off our lasers. We've got plenty of armor, so I guess we can probably take a turn of this thing and this thing beating on us. Let's try. That's a miss on 80%. Excellent. Excellent.
What the hell?
Just what we need. He'll probably go all in on, I'd say that.
Yeah.
We will keep you towards the back here. What do you got? Can AC at 75? Should be okay.
Okay, I'm on it.
Not you. Him. Thank you. Yeah, it's alright.
Oh, you want some?
We'll just speed into him. Set up for the next few turns here. And then we'll just reserve in, I think. So now he could, let's see, you death them above, shoot, fire. I don't think you can quite knock this. You might get close though. You might get that on the ground. Which is a scary proposition, right? But once we get Apex into these trees, we can just keep hammering on this guy, I guess. Plenty of armor on the Orion, so maybe we can do it right there. Alright, he's trying to save some heat. I think he wants to death them above this way. Which is cool. We'll probably go for a full sprint on you. Just into Oblivion, I think. He might jump to lock, but should be okay, maybe. I mean, he can fire probably all this into us. But I guess once we get a hold of this, I'm pretty happy. We could probably stomp into this water, actually, and just fire from there. Jump here, sensor lock. Fire on this. Then means next turn I get to go on this, I guess. This fire starter is a real problem. Focus? Gotta have focus this turn, right? So next turn we can focus with him. Yeah, there it is. Whew. It's gonna hurt, buddy. It's gonna hurt. Whoa. Did say it was gonna hurt. And then you what? PPC in. You might kill Sumo. At least we get to focus next turn though. So we'll focus with this mech here on here. We'll just fire a normal shot with this. We'll fire what we can from here. I'd fire your PPC into this. You might get lucky. You just roll those RNG dice. Once this is down, things are probably a little bit easier for us though. Here we go. He's going to fire into this. Oh no! All right, so he's going to give us the the shooting issues. That's fine because we will focus with this for a lot better time. So Showboat, you're just going to have to reserve in.
Standing by.
He might kill off this mech now. if he can. Oh, my phone is going bananas. Going bananas. Alright, cool. Let's see what he's doing. That's all I care about. I don't care about my stupid phone messages. Get out of here, phone messages. Get out of here. Be gone. Be gone. So what do we got? Death from above. Or... I would have maybe fired on this. He's gonna... Okay, so he's slowed down at least on this mech. He's probably gonna go for a punch. Actually, it's probably more cost effective to fire all your weapons in. Since we have very little in the way of armor left. Punch is what, like 25 damage, but your flamethrowers will do some damage. What do we got here? So then... Whoop. Okay, cool. Alright, so a PP... Ooh. Oh, damn. I wish I would tell you instead of moving away here. So, a PPC may kill this. He might have to jump forward for some SRMs, which you could do as well. You could jump forward, SRM, and go for it, right? Absolutely go for it. No. I'd fire my PPC. See, if he'd fired 2 rounds of PPCs, he would have rolled his dice fairly well on getting this. But what he's doing is he's spreading out the +1 modifiers on these 2 mechs. If he's looking at this, which I assume he is. So we'll move you into the trees, fire. You can fire on... You can just punch this, actually. Alright, cool.
Commander?
Here we go, boys. Wow, you still have not got the best hit chance, but get in there, my friend. Or can we just go... Let's just go YOLO with this, I think. Yeah, let's go. I think with the focus from here, we might be able to kill this guy. And we'll just have to keep this hunchback going. Keep on rolling, buddy. Okay, 85. You need to not miss this time. Come on, blow me an arm. Ooh, yeah. It's not quite what we need. It's not quite what we need. You, sir... I think you might just have to go for the punch here. Because you are pretty much brutalized, right? Otherwise... So, punch should be 70. He's got no evasion, though, so we could... let's have a look. We could back behind him. Is that the back of him? That's the back of him. Could go something like this. And fire in the back for fairly good chances. Maybe that's what we'll do. I think we'll move around the back. No LRM. Or... Nah, no LRM. He'll just... You know what? This mech probably won't survive another round. Maybe we will do the LRM. Although he will then definitely kill us. Let's... Alright, let's take the odds that he doesn't kill us here. And you just blow something out of him. There we go. Blow some bits off him. It's a good thing about these mechs is you can just get behind when they start punching you. Like so. And then you do not need to have your turn. We need to reserve down here. And then we'll focus on this. And if he moves it, I guess we can just sensor lock it. For good measure. You know, so we can still see. He could back up. He doesn't want to lose that brace, though. There are mechs coming in hot and fast on him, though. So he's going to have to make some quick decisions here. Specifically about how he wants to take this. That is... Big old gun platform. He's probably going to go for... Apex here. Since it's out in the wild. But I think we just keep pushing. We'll probably push into the river and just keep firing as we move, right? Get up on him. Yeah, I think we'll move and fire. I mean, the trees are fine. I just want to get into range to just beat on him, really. To get rid of this entrenched. That's fine.
No.
He will happily just walk out into the river. We got some fairly solid chances here. It's a shame we can't quite make the trees, but we have plenty of armor.
There. Okay.
Plenty of armor. So we'll come up on the side of him.
Huzzah!
Focus. And blast. It's a shame it's not this side, because we would have popped probably some good stuff there. We might fire in everything. Just for the extra damage. Straight through that. Oof. We hit him in the head with something. Jesus. Headshots, not really what you want. I hope that wasn't the AC. Because I would have rather that was
Waiting for orders.
something else. You, sir, can probably come sprinting back in.
Right, Commander.
And just prep up for whatever's left here. Prep up for whatever's left. Maul this guy down. Hopefully in the next turn. I'd love to pop some weapons off him, so he's at least got less direct fire stuff. He's still gonna have those LRMs for days. Move. Ooh, what do you do here? Death from above, maybe? I don't know how much is left of this fire starter, but you probably death from above for all the damage. He's gonna hit us in the side. Alright, we might pop an arm. It's not the greatest of sides to hit us in though, since that is the garbage arms, but if he hits through obviously into our structure, we are having none of that. None of that indeed. Alright, so he's gonna burn us. We should be maybe okay here. Whoop. Here goes some LRM, we didn't need that. See you later. Can now walk behind him. I would probably fire in the PPC now. Definitely take a PPC shot. To try and get this guy down here. Because you really want this off the board so it can stop doing damage to your fire starter. You probably have to give up on your Jaeger Mech here. He's well toasted. He is well toasted. He is not coming back at all from this. Alright. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, these two beating on him will kill him pretty nicely. This is probably dead. Fire probably a PPC into this. We'll definitely take your turn, move you, fire. Actually, we'd probably take Sumo's turn because he is pretty much in the garbage bin. Here it comes. Oh, it's a miss. That has really got to hurt. Yeah, I would have definitely gone for Sumo here. Because he is just going to do this to you.
On my way.
Another round of shooting into the back of this guy. We will just use our heat. I'm pretty sure he's used enough of his flamethrowers. I think we've been burnt 3 times, which is pretty much all ammo. That guy is done and dusted. It's the thing with the fire starters, when they run out of movement, that's when they become a death trap.
Gonna puke.
You, sir, probably just need to keep walking up, because you are now in range to fire your cannon pretty nicely. We'll get you around the side. Start beating down on things.
Firing on target.
Start beating away indeed. Boom. Bits are falling off left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. And then I think we just reserve here. I think we just reserve. Ooh, not bad. Not bad. That is not bad at all. So let's have a look. I think we just travel in a bit closer. I think next turn we can get in for a punch. So we will walk in this turn and fire from these trees. We'll turn off our LRMs because we don't particularly need that. We may just gouge off another bit of this guy. Straight through this brace anyway. It's a shame we couldn't quite get
The heat's affecting my performance.
You can get around the side of this stuff. Has he got nothing left, right? He has nothing left.
Good to go.
Or, yeah, he's already done with that. Cool, so we'll probably just sprint in across this river.
Got it.
And go for it. Go as hard as possible. So he'll probably come in with this. We're definitely going to reserve into our turn, because I just want to blow this thing apart. I want to see what's going on with this Panther. Because we've got enough mechs now to just eat through turns here. Hopefully. So he now has the choice of firing. At this point, I would probably start throwing my mechs at these things, right? I mean, a Hunchback and an Orion, I would just throw myself at this. I'd just be like, yo, take me. So we'll punch this guy if we can. Yeah, here we go. That's exactly what I would do if that's a death from above. No? Alright, well, okay. I would shoot, I guess. I mean, fair enough. Oh. Damn, he likes it. It's not bad picking on the Hunchback. So the reason you pick on the Hunchback is because he's got the biggest cannon around, right? He's got the biggest, meanest weapon here. So we'll keep on moving this way. In fact, just move in right in the back of this guy. Turn off our small laser. We don't need that. Not through this bulwark thing right here. And we will just hammer into him. You can see we've got 80%, and that's because of the refire and the sensors impaired. We'd probably have about 85 if it wasn't through that sensor impair. But he is now down. So now we can turn on this guy with our Orion here. We'll probably just punch him. In fact, what we'll do is we will move Showboat forward, sensor lock, get him down to 4, and then melee should ignore those evasion just there. Okay, and then we'll reserve, and then we punch with you, and then we fire with the other mech. Let's get in a bit closer for this. Can you possibly... Really? Is that where you're punching from? I would love that if that's where you're punching from. Hopefully that's not a weird move. And... Kadoosh! Alright. I could have probably punched him from the side, which might have been a smarter choice here. You are cooking. Good looking. So you're probably just going to ease in.
You got it.
Do you actually heat up with this? You do not. I'm happy to fire that in. You never know. At 40%, you never know.
Yeah, I missed.
Not bad at all. I do like the tanky lancers. They always crack me up a little. He could jump in here and maybe have a shot at this. See how he goes. I would probably take that. I'd probably jump forward, see if I could get the vision on this, and fire on it. Alright, he's going for some hand-to-hand. Just flinging off the side. Flinging. Sir, it's a flinger. Sure is a flinger. Because this will be a humdinger. Right here. I could have maybe moved a bit better than this, but we'll take what we get. Take what we get indeed. We might even get... No, that's too much. I was going to say we might even get through that, but we just came to smush him down. Smush him down. Next up, we'll move around this way. It's all a bit of... It's all academic, right, towards the end.
Moving out.
I think that's through the brace already, if it's rear shots. That is, so we should win with this.
Everything I've got.
Overall, I think he had a good idea. Just came in a bit close with probably some of his mechs. I got really lucky on the knockdown. I was really happy with that knockdown. Because that just let us gouge out that Kintaro before it could do too much damage. Which is always a scary, scary thought, you know. A Firestarter, a Kintaro just getting close up and just punching you down. I suppose he could have maybe have moved up. I didn't see, did he sprint that in? And without guard? And that's why it took so much damage? Otherwise, I think I might have been in trouble. I think I had some good luck with actually firing into that. It wasn't actually a thought out plan. And he maybe had a bit of money to spend as well. I don't know what you'd upgrade. Another 900. I don't think you can get this to be anything decent. But with that, we'll take a break. Tune in next time. More adventures of BattleTech. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you like what you've seen, hit that subscribe button or leave me a comment on anything you want to see in the future.